Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 7 US Battleship Colorado. She has 8 main guns, 16 secondary guns, 75 AA guns, and she goes a blistering 21 knots. We spawned in on hotspot, northeast side. Our teammate, who's in comms, spawned in on the southwest side. So, of course, we can't use him in any strategy we have, because by the time we get to him, the game will be halfway over. So the Colorado's interesting. It's the last slow battleship for the US. The next battleship gets the big 16-inch guns, and it gets at least 28 knots. So they start feeling like the battleship that you expect from the US. But that doesn't mean the Colorado is a bad ship. It's just a slow ship. And slow ships minimize your strategy in a game. You can't dictate the pace. You really have to deal with the enemy when they come to you, because they can catch you, they can flank you. You can use your turtliness, your armor. You can also use your big guns to one-shot smaller ships. And of course, I miss with all my rounds on that enemy Colorado. I straddle him on both sides. And it looks like the enemy in the southeast has decided that the northeast has to die. Both the carriers are sending their squadrons up, probably looking to kill our carrier. And a lot of their cruisers and their battleships are right near the island chain on the southeast side, attacking anyone who enters the islands from our perspective. I, as a battleship, have no interest in going in the islands because I can't maneuver for torpedoes. So I will be close to the islands for support, but my primary goal is going to be that battleship. And I see that there's an enemy destroyer that's entered the middle of the map. So I want to pick on him. And it looks like a friendly gets good torpedoes on this enemy battleship. He'll probably have to use damage control because he's probably got flooding. And he's already got fire set by me. Send out our scout. Our scout is great for when there's islands or smoke in the way, and we would like to get perspective on the other side of something. But it doesn't look very good for our team. We're running into all of their team, and they're isolating and destroying us from moving. But if I can take out this destroyer, they lose a lot of presence in the center of the map. We can use that to our advantage, because it could be a channel where both sides can meet up and become stronger. So I'd really like to get my back turrets on this guy. So I'm moving my butt. Come on, decide your direction and I'll fire and kill you. It's so close! I don't care about taking out his gun at this point. But our fronts reload just in time. And there goes the destroyer before he can retreat back to his smoke. So our secondaries are going off. This enemy Colorado's in range of us. It's always fun to play a battleship and be in range where your secondaries are going off. To me, that is what a battleship is. It's these big ass brawlers that want to get in close and do a lot of damage. So you kind of have to fight with two identities. They also have the longest range guns, so they're technically the snipers in the game. But their secondaries are the best in the game, so they are very effective in close range combat. A combination of secondary fire and their main guns. And it looks like that friendly cruiser is successful in its torpedo attack. So 2 more enemies show up. It's like Pokemon approaching enemies from the grass. Hopefully we can take them out. It looks like my friendly is being focused down by them though. on comms, he was yelling that he was taking fire and almost dead, and I'm like, I'm trying to help. And we aimed a little far forward. Get used to a certain speed, and then US battleships are the ones that just move way slower than everything else. So you just got to get used to the silhouette of the enemy and a general idea of their speed and aim based on that. He set on fire, which is good. He just finished off my friend, which is bad. But we've got a 2v2 situation, and he's half health, where I'm almost full health. My friendly cruiser is, 65, 75%. He misses with all his torpedoes, unfortunately. It would have been really nice to be able to take him down without taking much damage. Our secondaries are doing pretty good. It looks like both him and his friendly are going to collide, so they kind of avoid each other, but they also set up where they can't maneuver that much. We really want to land these shots. Kind of landed in between the turret citadel and the engine citadel. Kind of either want to be directly in the center of the ship or right underneath the turrets when you use AP. And these guys are getting sandwiched by torpedoes. One lands on the enemy New York, and it looks like my secondaries finished off that enemy battleship. So it's just one New York in the center against two ships. He does 10k damage there. Probably wasn't angled as much as I thought I was at the time. Because if you really think about it,
penetration.
8 shots, that's a big damage roll for me. If I would have hit a citadel, he probably would have been dead there. But if you got to consider the angle that he appears to me is probably the angle I appear to him, so it's a pretty easy shot. My only advantage is I'm a couple tiers higher than him, so I have more armor, and he has a low caliber gun. General idea of the US was to develop a gun and penetrate the armor that they had on their ship. So, Iowa guns penetrate Iowa class armor. And, here in this scenario, New York guns can penetrate New York. Colorado can penetrate Colorado. And since I am at a higher tier, I have the advantage. I should be able to penetrate every time. So that New York dies, HE. Somehow a friendly cruiser died around me. And it's just me with a couple enemy ships spread out and 2 friendlies in the south with 1 carrier in the north. Carrier in the north is the closest. So after considering my options, I head towards the enemy carrier. Goal here, kill the enemy carrier before he kills my guy. They're like point blank range, and they don't have that many guns that can fire on each other, so they're just sending out their fighter squadrons and their bomber squadrons to attack each other. This would be equivalent to like being in the same bay and attacking each other. Everyone's so close, why don't you just like yell at them? Man, you really feel the speed. If you're maneuvering at all, you go under 20 knots. So yeah, I'm just watching as my friendly carrier is taking damage. I really wish I was in range to fire on this guy. It's depressing. You have to watch your friendlies die in front of you. There's nothing you can do. You need to get in range. You can't fire until you're in range. And we send out our salvo, hoping to kill him. We really would love it if our carrier survived. It looks like we're going to land and we're going to do damage, which is great. But unfortunately, our friendly carrier also burns down and dies. So, they still have a ship advantage. And two of those enemy ships are attacking me. So I maintain an angle and I move away. It's a harder shot for them, easier shot for me. If I can land a good shot on the enemy, I can make it a 1v1 scenario. And this is usually how I sail if I want to mitigate damage. So the enemy is trying to set up broadside. It's a huge advantage for me. Let's see if it pays off. And we kill him with a Citadel penetration. And just like that, it's 1v1. And of course, the next rounds that land on my ship make me use damage control. But that enemy cruiser is half health. We're half health. And he seems to be going broadside a lot, which is another advantage for us. If we had better aim, we probably could have easily taken him out with this shot. But we landed short and a little bit to the back of the ship, so we didn't penetrate in a vital part of the ship. So of course we compensate by moving it forward, but we're going to land short. Only one lands, does minimal damage. And this guy is giving us every opportunity to do damage, but we are just missing. And if there's one thing you can't do on a battleship, you can't miss your shots. And he sets up another broadside. Oh look, the enemy battleship in his New York is far behind, coming towards us. And we miss with 2, we straddle with 2, we do no damage. Still have the advantage against him, but we're doing very, very, very little damage to him. So, at this point, I am adjusting my ship so I can rotate my turrets quicker to get him on target. But I am also putting my ship in a broadside scenario, and the enemy is able to maintain the distance easier, so his shots are closer to me, more accurate. He, of course, sets me on fire, but damage control is about to be up. And he misses with his other shots, which is good. But as I'm trying to rotate my turrets, I'm going towards him, and I'm broadside. This is an easy shot for him. And he does pretty good damage with that salvo. We've got to get this in range. We have to aim true. We need to take him out. And of course, every shot misses. We're under 10,000 hit points. Ooh, we got Confederate. So we've done a lot of damage to 6 different ships. Oh man, that was a good one too. Every salvo for him is doing like 3 to 4k with the HE. I'm just not doing enough. I'm only landing like 1 or 2 shots. So the enemy's gonna slowly kill us. It really is one of the worst parts. Just watching your ship burn and knowing you can't do anything about it. It was a fun game though. We were able to go up against a couple ships at close range, secondary fire. Got a couple penetrations with our AP rounds. And overall we did pretty good damage. We just had too much to overcome. I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I'll catch you guys next time.